So you've heard my advice on fantasy art commissions, you've heard my advice on anime and manga commissions, but what if you don't fit into either of those? What if there's something more that you want to do? What if you're just starting out and you just don't know what's up and you just don't know what you need to do to get that first client or more recurring clients? Welcome back to the Art Mentor. My name is Sean, and today you are going to see artwork submitted by 4 of my community members who believe that they have massive potential, and I full on agree with that too. And I want to help you out. I want to help you get started in your commissions career and build an awesome art business. Let's go. Starting us off today, y'all, we're going to take a look at Khimzzy. You can find them over on Instagram. Check them out. Give them a like and a follow. Khimzzy's been seeking commissions for 3 days. Oh, look at you, you cute little art baby, fresh and new to the scene. Look at you. And with that though, they got 2 commissions already. Yeah, man, that's what's up. And also, I'm very proud of you as well for the fact that you started out at $80 plus as your base range. Nice job, man. Thanks so much for not starting out at like 25 bucks like most people do. Now I'm gonna say they have a really common problem here, which is that they think that they have a very inconsistent art style. And it's difficult for them to narrow it down to what they want to do so that they can get consistent clients. Are you in this boat too? Here's my advice. So first, let's take a look at Khimzzy's portfolio, y'all. As we take a look at all 3 of these, here's my first thing I wanna say, is that you're having a difficult time getting more consistent clients and raising your base price because you don't have a specific genre that you're representing yourself with. When I look across this, we have a fan art, we have a cyberpunk/sci-fi gentleman, and then we also have a high fantasy centaurus. So with all of those, it makes it very difficult for your client, your potential clients, to look at you and say, oh cool, well they could do this for me. So what you really need to do, my friend, is narrow it down. Start with one genre. Think about the one that you really like. And just looking at your Instagram page here, friend, I can tell you this, you really like to do fantasy stuff. I would hardcore get more into that, okay? Now let me help you out with a few technical aspects of your illustrations here. First off, starting off with Toph, I really like this, which by the way, is this a scene from the show? Fan art is actually quite popular if you hit it right. If you go ahead and you hit it like when it's really hot, like there's a new Avatar series coming out, man, people are really gonna like to get some Avatar themed artwork out of you. And here's how I would fix this one up. So first off with this one is that whenever people draw cracks, they always look like veins. I don't know why. Tends to be a really popular phenomenon, I notice. But listen, y'all, if you're gonna draw any type of cracks, you need to understand how cracks work, where they get thick, where they get thin, where they terminate, and what type of patterning they tend to come with. So with that, friend, you really need to make sure that you take your time and you study that and you implement it so that it actually looks believable, it looks realistic. Because right now, I'm just gonna be honest, as I'm fixing this up here, I don't really believe it. The next thing I definitely would recommend that you start to bring into this are some non-native colors. Like when I look at Toph's entire outfit, it's all green. When I look at the background, it's all shades of pretty much brown. You gotta introduce non-native colors into there. So you're gonna see me go ahead using some reds, using some purples, using some blues, especially right there. You wanna bring both hot and cool colors into all of your illustrations so that we force ourselves to have areas of interest and moments of rest as well. So here, check out the 2 differences right here. What do you think? So Khimzzy, since you also like to do semi-realism, let me just give you a few tips on the cyberpunk character. So great genre to get into. Here's how I would fix this one up. So first off, my friend, if you're gonna be doing a lot of heavily clothed characters like this is an easy thing for you to get more references for. And again, this is where I'm gonna nail all of you and just say like, get yourselves more references because I can tell where you're making this stuff up. So like, especially on the sleeve up over here, like this thing is all kinds of just pudding and it's just overly blended together. You need hard areas on this and you're not going to understand that until you study your references enough to understand how those folds work for it. Same thing goes in the chest, same thing goes in the pants. There's just a lot more tension points, my friend. Don't be afraid to look at references, y'all. Just because you got your style doesn't mean that you shouldn't draw some inspiration from what's already out there. So here we go. We got before and boom, now we got after, okay? Tell me what you think about that. And Khimzzy, I hope that this helps you out. I see massive potential in you, my friend. And listen, if you hop on board with what I'm suggesting for you, I can easily see you doubling your price point, starting off at around 120 to 150 bucks every single time that you do a commission. And that's how you're gonna get there, my friend. Now let's move on over to PC Box 47. You can find them over on Instagram. Definitely give them some love over there. You tell me that you're interested in anime, semi-realism, comic, cartoon, and cute doodle. That's a lot. That's a lot of things to be really, really good at that you're telling me. For your specific genre, you tell me that you're interested in any one? Oh boy, I see where we're going here. And how long have you been taking commissions? You tell me Never. When you're starting to figure out what your price point is you want to start at, you tell me that you want to start out at a respectable amount of $30. Okay, that is pretty much what I thought we were going to go with. Now, you think your biggest difficulty is that you don't have a great popular social media account and you want to be able to start in some websites. All right, my friend, I'm going to give you the big secret sauce. Come on, lean into Uncle Sean here. I'm going to tell you what's up, man. And the first thing that you need to understand, y'all, is that your social media growth, that whole paradigm of you needing to be popular to get clients is total trash, all right? Just to be honest with you, I started to get clients when I had less than 50 followers on DeviantArt. And now I still have less than 1,000 followers on any of my social media accounts. So boom, no, don't believe in that trash. Total nonsense, all right? With that in mind though, here's what I'm gonna say. I don't think that this is a cohesive portfolio. So just as I show you all three of them right here, we have a doodle, we've got an illustration for something called Chroma Corpse, and then we also have cartoonish anime character, which is pretty nice, okay? So my friend, I wanna go ahead, I wanna suggest a few genres that I would really recommend that you lean into. If you really wanted to do more along this style right here of this simplified character, man, this would really speak well to people that are big into the Pokemon scene. You could totally kill it with Pokemon trainers like this. I think you can do original OCs in that universe. However, though, I also see you doing really well when I look at this artwork at cyberpunk and sci-fi universes. Again, this would be a fantastic genre for you to get into because it's really hot and popular right now. So have you thought about that before? If you want to conquer the world, you have to do it one kingdom at a time. Don't think that you are feeling limited or you're feeling suppressed or your creativity is being stifled or anything like that because you focus, all right? Focus into one. I think you got great style. I think though, however, you just need to narrow into one. And then once you conquer that, then you move on to the next one. Y'all, I'm having so much fun with this. And if you could please show me some love back and like, subscribe, hit that bell too. And most importantly, if you know somebody that's in this boat that would appreciate my advice here, make sure you share it with them. Let's keep going. Next up, we're gonna take a look at Mocarro. You can check them out over on DeviantArt. Definitely give them some love. They got some great artwork for us to look at today. So their main genre that they like to work in is fantasy and creature art too. That's really cool. Not a lot of people do creatures. So they've been taking commissions now for a while, but they've really gotten serious in the last few months. They managed to nail about 4 to 5 in the last few months here. That's great. Their price range is about 50 to 60 bucks on that too. Now the biggest difficulty is making connections and finding new clients. Let me give you my advice for you and your artwork. Let's go. First up, Mocarro. You got some great artwork here. Y'all take a look at this portfolio. Beautiful, great stuff. Man, I really like your use of colors big time on this. These are great. Now listen, here's the thing, here's my big problem with you. You're charging way too little. Like you are ridiculously undercharging your skill set here. Y'all take a look at this leopard. This is beautiful. Like this is great. Beautiful lighting, beautiful composition, which is why, my friend, I think, yes, you absolutely need to bust into pet portraits. Now for y'all that might be interested in doing this, let me just tell you, this is actually a crazy lucrative market. And actually, I did a video a little while ago right up here about the most popular art niches, and I wish I included it in there because it definitely should have been one. Now, here's my advice for you. As you pointed out though, you're having issues with getting people in subreddits about this. So y'all, here's the thing. If you're interested in pet portraits, y'all, Reddit might not be the best place for you on this. I would actually recommend Facebook groups, all right? If you go ahead and you put up any type of commission work out there that you do pet portraits, man, people love the little fur babies, all right? They will pay big money for this one. I know a lot of artists that do pet portraits and they make hundreds. Mocarro, check it out here. If I look at just your snow leopard here and your horsey over here, okay? I'm gonna tell you this one, man. This might blow your pants off. So here we go. I hope you got a new set of drawers for this one. You need to charge yourself at least $200 to $300 at minimum. Man, doesn't that sound great? Like you can totally do that. It's not hard to do, and people will pay big money for pets. They love that snot out of that stuff. Now let me give you another unconventional idea for you too for making money with your artwork, okay? When I take a look at your horse and your dragon here, couple things with this one, and I'm gonna adjust and show you what I'm talking about right here. I think you just need to tone down your contrast a little bit. I see this a lot with artists where they like to just crank up the black, and there is a point, like you need to use black, but you need to use black a little bit more more sparingly. So I'm just gonna make a couple quick little adjustments on here just to really sell you on that so you can actually see the animal from a distance. The other thing I would do is if you're really interested in tarot cards, you gotta complexify your backgrounds a little bit. I'm not the best at showing you how to do that, but honestly, I would look at things like illuminated manuscripts. Those are like old books made in like England and Ireland from like the Middle Ages, let's say. Here's an idea for you really out of the box. You should think about doing your own tarot card deck. Have you ever thought about that? Like, this is beautiful stuff, and clearly you know your thing here. I could totally see clients all around the world coming to buy your stuff. Maybe it's on Etsy or you're putting it out on Amazon or something like that, but I could definitely see you getting into that scene where you make your own custom tarot cards and they're all featuring animals. I think people would love the snot out of that. Have you ever thought about that? Mocarro, you got crazy skills, you got crazy potential, and I hope that this helped you out. All right, our next artist we're gonna feature today is Oscar Max. And as we take a look at their, oh God, am I really gonna do this? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do the furry artist. So you can mostly find Oscar Max over on Fur Affinity and DeviantArt, which are pretty big havens for furry artists. So at this point, they launched in October, so we're looking at about 3 to 4 months at this moment in time, and they've gotten about 5 to 7. For the pricing, it's really all over the place, but $15 to $70 seems to be their general price point that they're looking at. So here's the biggest problem though. They tell me that they're getting a lot of views on social media, they're getting good interaction, but they're actually getting very few clients that are reaching out to them that are interested in actually purchasing the product. So let's talk about why. Now, there's one major thing you need to know about Oscar Max before I continue, is that Oscar Max is not actually one person. They're multiple. And no, I don't mean that they have split personality disorders. I mean that they are part of what I deem an artist collaborative. I come to you from the future to give you the best possible advice on this one. So if you're not familiar with artist collaboratives, here's basically how it works, is that we have a whole group of artists that come together like a boy band, and they try and spread their love and their influence throughout to gather as many different types of commissions as possible and thus earn as much money as possible. Now, before you go ahead and you start to call up your artist friends and ask them, hey, you want to join my artist collaborative? Let me pause you on that one, because they're actually extremely volatile and unsustainable structures. The first thing you definitely need to do, Oscar, is you gotta fix your pricing structure because it's awful. Just to show you this here, if you've got somebody like this who's making $15 off of every single commission, how do they even stand next to somebody who's making more than quadrupled that price at $70? You have to admit, this is going to breed resentment and contempt. Nobody here in your merry band of men should be making less than $50, my friend. More than likely, I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say you're probably using an art commission sheet. Some of you watching might be doing this too. Stop doing that, all right? If you're not familiar with this, this is an archaic, ineffective, and it's only a system that keeps artists impoverished. So if you don't know anything about this and you wanna hear why you need to stop doing this, go ahead and check out my video about it right here. I'm gonna tell you all the dangers about it and why you need to stop now. You need to fix how you're advertising. So typically with artist collaboratives, they just go ahead and they throw up like, boom, here's this big massive sheet of this big long journal on DeviantArt, and here's everything that we can do and all the different styles that we can do and all the different artists that we offer. Just to show you an example of what I'm talking about here. This sketch and this double character artwork, they don't even stand next to each other. There's such a disparity in skills amongst them that I would never, ever want to show them together. It's just not fair to either one of them. So to stop this, here's what I recommend you do, Oscar. Go ahead and make a separate sample sheet with no pricing again, but just a separate sample sheet to show just my standard recommendations. You do a bust, you do a half body, a full body, and a full rendered illustration, just those 4 right there of each artist. And then that way, whenever you see a job come up, you could go ahead and you can post it one at a time, not all at once in a single post. I do want you to succeed, and I want all the artists in your collaborative to succeed as well, but you have to adjust your mindset and your advertising and marketing scheme so that you can actually give a little bit of that pot to everybody there, and it's not just exclusively going really cheap or really expensive. Now, after hearing all this, if you're ready to go ahead and learn some really quality skills that are gonna teach you how to level up all your art games and get more commissions and more clients, make sure you watch this video right here.